President-elect Donald Trump set to speak with technology industry leaders. It's a widely anticipated meeting. Check out who's going to be there. Tesla CEO Elon Musk, Apple CEO Tim Cook, Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, among others, all headed to Trump Tower today. It comes after meetings with Bill Gates yesterday, and also rapper Kanye West was there yesterday. Both Gates and Trump weighed in on those meetings. Watch.
We had a good conversation about innovation, how it can help in health, education, impact of foreign aid and energy, and a wide-ranging conversation about the power of innovation.
Mr. Trump, Kanye, what did you guys discuss in your meeting today?
Just friends, and he's a good man. Doing well. Long time. We've been friends for a long time.
Meanwhile, Kanye West tweeted after the meeting, and this is what he wrote. I wanted to meet with Trump today to discuss multicultural issues. These issues included bullying, supporting teachers, modernizing curriculums, and violence in Chicago. Interesting. Joining us right now is staff writer for the Federalist, Payton. Bree, good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Thanks for having me.
What's your take on this range of celebrities and executives Trump is meeting with today at Trump Tower?
Sure. So I think, honestly, that Peter Thiel is the perfect person to introduce Trump to Silicon Valley. I think, remember, this is a group of people who are mean and don't like ideas and don't like people who disagree with them or ideas that are different from them, right? All throughout the election cycle, we watched as Facebook suppressed news that they didn't like. We watched as Gizmodo told its employees, saying, hey, if you sympathize with Donald Trump, there's the door, you can leave, okay? So these are mean people, right? They're kind of like mean girls. And I think that Thiel kind of really is an ally of Trump because they have a lot of skeptics. They're both skeptical of globalization, and they're both these very wealthy individuals who like to raise a lot of trouble in their respective fields. And I think, honestly, if these people are going to come together and have a meeting about making the government more efficient, I am all for that.
Yeah.
Some of the focus will be on jobs, and it's interesting to note that if you look at the top 5 technology companies, that would be Apple, the parent of Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Facebook. They only employ about 600,000 people. It's the nature of the business, and a lot of those jobs are overseas. Walmart employs about 1.5 million people here in the United States alone. So it's got to be more about jobs, and Trump hammered a lot of these companies like Apple on the campaign trail about, I'm going to make them manufacture more products here in the United States, and that's a long road to hoe, so to speak. But you can focus on immigration, and I wonder if there's going to be any heat, because these companies have had an easy ride under the Obama administration, whether it's net neutrality, concentration of power. They've not been hammered about privacy issues the way that maybe a Trump would.
I think it's important to note, though, that we do have an outdated technology infrastructure, even when it comes to our nuclear arsenal, and you've seen Congress push back on this and wanting that being updated, talking about how the nuclear codes, when they're entering them in, you know, the old systems. I think it's also to note that one of the biggest fronts we're going to be facing when it comes to war is a cyber war, a technology war. We're continuously seeing these hacks. So I think they are a key pivotal part in the national security of this country, and I think Donald Trump and Peter Thiel both understand that. So we need to cohabitate well, and so all this saber rattling that's gone back and forth from not only the Trump campaign but also Silicon Valley needs to stop and move forward.
They hate him.
Yeah.
And hate's not a strong enough word to describe how people in the Valley feel about Donald Trump.
And
now they need him.
Yeah, and then they hated Peter Thiel because of his support for Donald Trump.
And
you're right. Now they need him.
And the fact he funded that Gawker lawsuit in favor of Hulk Hogan, they hated him for that. They felt like it was abuse of his wealth.
Oh, come on.
I've heard that.
So jobs, cybersecurity, and then, of course, Bree, most of Silicon Valley, as you're hearing, did not support Trump during the election campaign. Do you think this is going to affect the tone today?
Oh, I think it certainly will, and I hope that, you know, he really does bring these people to heel for the way that they behaved all throughout the election cycle, right? This is an industry that has gaslighted many of its own employees who have opinions who disagree with them, and I think it's really important for them to have a free-flowing sense of ideas, right? Because these are a lot of the same people who control how we get our information. Right now, there's a lot of talk about the rise of so-called fake news and Facebook's role in that, and I think that that's something that needs to come up in this meeting, and I think that, you know, Donald Trump really needs to press these individuals and say, hey, look, you guys are the gatekeepers for a lot of information, and you need to not suppress stuff that you don't agree with.
Yeah,